They make them, we cover them, you sell them. Welcome to OEM Update, where we talk about everything you need to know about this year's vehicle model lines. My name is Megan Cusick, editor of Motorcycle and Powersports News, and today we're here at the AIMExpo in Las Vegas. In this special two-part episode, we're going to be taking some tours around the OEM booths to see what they've got going on. So come on, let's go check it out.
ZDMS Dealer Management System, the heart of technology in your dealership, and the engine that drives productivity and profitability. Schedule a demo today at zdms.com.
All right, we're back with Ryan Sarancha, product manager at KTM, and today we're going to be talking about the 2025 KTM Free Ride E. Ryan, tell us a bit about this. Can you give us a little overall introduction to the bike and who this is aimed at?
Yeah, for sure. We're really excited about the 25 model. This is new generation, so 99% new compared to the outgoing Free Ride, the one that we launched back in 2014. We can go over some of the specifics, but basically everything on the motorcycle has been updated. Frame, bodywork, swing arm, all the chassis components, braking, and then the big stuff would be the electronics. Of course, new battery, new motor, all that. But really, the Free Ride can be, like its name suggests, it's going to be the freedom to ride just about anywhere, and really then for just about any rider, right? I mean, this is fun for trail riding, for taking it out on the street, because it is a dual sport, it is street legal.
Excellent.
It's going to open up riding opportunities because it has zero emissions, because it's plated, you can take it on Jeep trails, that sort of thing. But also, it's just less intimidating. It doesn't have the noise of a two-stroke or a four-stroke. Some people love that, want that, but you know, depending on what you're interested in. So if you're a newer rider, lower seat height, it's a couple inches shorter than our Enduro. It doesn't have a clutch, that is the rear brake right there. Don't have to shift gears. It has different ride modes, so you can tailor your power delivery, your engine braking. So you can make it really approachable and friendly, or of course, you can get pretty aggressive on the bike as well. We have video of Manny Lettenbichler ripping this thing up in the Austrian countryside. Really shows you what it's capable of. But it can do just about anything for just about any rider.
No, I think that electric component is really important. Just walking around AIMExpo today, lots of electric motorcycles here. So so let's break down some more of the the new updates for this new generation model here and some of the specs. What can you tell us?
So the heart of an electric motorcycle is going to be the power pack. The battery, big update for 25. We went from a 3.9 kilowatt battery to 5.5.
Wow.
So about 20% longer range. You're going to get 2 to 3 hours of runtime for like spirited off-road riding. Depends on the terrain and the riding that you're going to do. Motor's also been updated. So it is now a 19.2 kilowatt motor instead of the outgoing 18. So more power, more range, and we accomplished all of that while reducing the voltage. The old system was 300 volts, now it's 50.
Wow.
And so that's huge for our dealer network. For one, they don't have to have high voltage training, special tooling to work on it. And a low voltage system, better for the consumer. It produces less heat, there's less charge, so get more efficiency out of the motor, a little bit longer range, that kind of stuff.
And then, can you go over some of the other new features on here?
Yeah, for sure. So updated suspension, we have the air fork now in the front. It was a spring fork on the old design. The air fork is pounds lighter than a spring fork. And when something's electrically powered, you don't want to have extra weight because that reduces your range, right? So we saved a ton of weight at the front. This is a 43 millimeter fork, and it has rebound compression, damping, adjustment. But because it's an air fork, you can set the air pressure to set it up for any rider weight, any terrain that you're riding on. We also have Brake Tech brakes, as I mentioned, front and rear brake instead of the formula system. Big update there, floating front brake rotor. So braking control is awesome, suspension is awesome for the motorcycle. Super aggressive tires with the Michelin Enduro tires front and rear. So you can see we're setting the bike up definitely to be ridden aggressive, hard, have fun. It's a good enduro meets a trials bike blend. But like I mentioned, it can also be friendly for any riding level.
So tell me about the ride modes on here.
Yeah, for sure. So I mentioned 3 different ride modes. That's going to tailor your throttle response, your peak power, your speed. So if you want longer battery life, you can go into a lower mode, or if you want the bike to just feel a little less aggressive for you, you've got that option. And then there are 3 regen modes also. You're making all your adjustments here, this cluster there. And the 3 regen modes would be off, so then that's like freewheeling. Because in regen, there's what feels like engine braking. So you can turn that completely off, or you have your mid and your high level. So it's kind of like on a 4-stroke, grabbing a downshift and having a lot of engine braking. You can choose to have that on the bike or to not have that.
All right, very cool. All right, and then when can we see this in dealerships?
So we're shooting for this summer, kind of late spring, early summer. Yeah, we're excited to get into dealerships as soon as we possibly can.
Absolutely. Well, it's been a pleasure speaking with you again, Ryan, and thanks so much for telling us about the 2025 KTM Free Ride E.
Thank you.
As many of you know, taking physical inventory is something you do once, maybe twice a year, and sometimes you avoid it altogether. With large quantities of parts, accessories, chemicals, tires, and various other merchandise throughout your store, it's not a simple task to complete. There is a better solution. A solution that gives you the ability to cycle inventory counts anytime without disruption to your business. That solution? ZDMS RFID Physical Inventory. With RFID tags placed on inventory, you can cycle counts or conduct physical inventory with the RFID handheld scanner by simply pulling the trigger and walking around your dealership. RFID scanners do not require line of sight, so counters don't need to bend down under partitions, climb shelves, or position items to be visually seen to be counted in most cases. Contact your ZDMS representative to learn more about RFID physical inventory and how ZDMS is the only dealer management system in the powersports industry building the technology your dealership needs.
All right, we're here with Garrett Johnson, Vice President of Sales and Customer Experience for the Americas at Zero. And today we're going to be talking about the 2026 XB and XE, as well as the Neutrino concept. Garrett, tell us a little bit about what Zero's been up to lately. Like, you guys have a lot going on.
We do have a ton going on in pretty much every aspect of the business. One of the biggest announcements recently was in November while we were at EICMA. We announced our new All Access initiative, which really is about taking our expertise in the premium end of electric power sports and bringing that to the masses by bringing 6 new vehicles to market in, as of now, the next 20 months, all priced under $10,000 USD.
That's excellent.
The start of that is the 2026 XB and XE new dirt bike lineup. So those will be the first products to come out. And of course, we do have some concept vehicles that we're starting to highlight as well. But obviously, this doesn't represent everything for a 6-bike lineup. So there's more product to come in the coming months. It's going to be a really exciting couple of years with Zero.
Excellent. All right. So obviously with the XB and the XE, you have just gotten into the off-road segment here. Can you tell me a little bit more about going from street to off-road? Like, has there been any challenge there getting dealers to accept that, or?
No, in fact, the opposite. We have more interest from the dealer network, particularly in the US and Canada, than we have ever had. And a big part of it is everyone knows this is a huge growing segment in power sports, and we bring our history as a brand of being the electric vehicle leader to this product category. So we're adding some legitimacy to the space and helping grow this part of the network. But for Zero, it's really coming full circle. This is where we started. The very first Zero concept, all the way back in 2006 from Santa Cruz, was the idea of an electric dirt bike, small frame chassis, to go enjoy the outdoors in silence.
Yep. All right, very nice. So can you highlight some of the key features of the XB and how that differs from the XE here?
Yeah, so the biggest thing is going to be like size and capacity. So the XB is our smaller bike. Really what we're trying to achieve here is some industry-leading spec while bringing in the tech stack that we have developed for the rest of our premium line. So things like the actual rider interfaces with our dash, etc., are all going to be reminiscent of the features you have in our more premium lineup. But also what's unique with our lineup with these bikes in both models is the fact, like suspension and things like that considerations. We're looking at the wider rider base. A lot of these products tend to be aimed towards youth, small riders. We're looking at a wider use case in what we do to develop these vehicles. The XB is our entry-level bike. Price conscious is very important to us with this sub 10,000 category. So we're coming in at $41.95 in the States here. That's a price leading category for this segment, which we're very excited about. But you match that leading with, when we talk about weight, we talk about the battery voltage and capacities, as well as power output, especially torque to the rear wheel. We're leading in this category as well. So the XE then is a step up. It's a little bit larger bike. It's going to be something that people can grow with. And we like that we've also created this step up ability to grow with our brand. allowing someone to go from the XB as their first iteration into the XE, which comes in at $64.95.
Okay.
And then ultimately, we hope that will lead people into products like our FX, full-on street legal dual sport, and ultimately our DS Adventure line.
Right, right. Okay, and so, can you talk a little bit about some of the specs here? What kind of torque and everything are we getting?
Yeah, the big thing, we're coming in at basically just under 140 pounds on this little one here, so it's very lightweight. I always joke that we can pick it up and carry it around. You want to throw it in the back of the truck, you can do so. We're running a 74 volt system. Our overall capacity allows us to have industry leading range. Torque figures, we have a gear reduction on these bikes. So with our premium line, we always talk about motor torque. Here we're talking about rear wheel torque, and we're talking in the hundreds of foot-pounds. In fact, in the bigger XE, encompassing almost 500 foot-pounds of torque to the rear wheel.
Wow.
So tons of fun, lot of torque at disposal, and it's that instantaneous acceleration that we're known for that we get to bring into this platform.
Yeah, awesome. All right, so let's turn to the Neutrino concept here. What can you tell me about this guy?
So the Neutrino concept is us exploring what the future of metropolitan mobility looks like, right? So we're talking about very approachable vehicles for a wide segment of potential riders, something that's very approachable for new riders, packing the maximum amount of features in terms of range, performance, charge speed, into a small package that's perfect for city commuting. It's apartment friendly. It's one of those things that's very exciting. We all know the kind of mini moto segment has been a huge segment in not only North America, but worldwide. This takes that concept kind of to the next level. It's a little bit bigger, a little bit more stable with the larger wheel sizes, but brings the simplicity of owning electric, the lack of maintenance, and the ease of use to this category for the first time.
Okay, excellent. Well, we're definitely going to keep an eye out for more about that concept in the future, but as for the present, when can we expect the XB and XE in dealerships?
Yeah, so these are 2026 models, but you can expect a summer delivery of 2025.
Nice.
So, and of course, right now, dealers are placing the orders, and we are, for the first time ever, accepting applications for off-road specific dealers with Zero motorcycles.
All right.
So while full line dealers representing the entire lineup are going to be present in all the major metropolitan markets, we understand there is an off-road demand in other markets that maybe don't have the same demand for the bigger street bikes. And so we do have a new category of just off-road dealer to offer these. We also are featured for the first time with Zero through zeromotorcycles.com, the ability for consumers to actually place a pre-order with money down to really show their intent to buy, and we're able to then pass those on through to our dealer network. So it's been a really great tool to understand the demand and gather feedback.
Excellent. Well, Garrett, thank you so much for talking with us today about the 2026 Zero XB and XE and Neutrino concept.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, you saw it here. Be sure to stay tuned to motorcyclepowersportsnews.com throughout the year for even more OEM updates.